Some days I feel good, as I was functioning on a updated software. Other days I feel not so good, as though my software is lagging behind. Other days I feel absolutely horrible, as though I was running on an expired software. These three feelings are familiar feelings that I've felt from the time I was a little boy to the time I was a teenager and now that I'm a grown man. And having had a curious mind when I was very little, I'd oftentimes ask myself the question, what is the key and secret to a constant happy life in this complex world filled with so much hate and love, sickness and health, failure and success? That question pounded my mind for months, years, and years and years. 2 years ago, I had a very interesting reminder and revelation about this question that has been on my mind for donkey years. It was a Wednesday morning. I woke up, did my workouts as a fitness enthusiast as I am. I get my spiritual devotion to uplift my spirit. I had a good breakfast. Because what's a man without a good breakfast, right? I was feeling good. I was in the moment. As the day progressed, I had my work done because I need to get paid. I need to keep my finances in check. I sent my reports. I did what I needed to do. I did my business. I was on cloud nine. I was feeling good. The only thing that was missing for me to solidify this day as a solid good day were two things. A, going to town, pick up merchandise and a certain document, and B, go for karate practice because I was one of the instructors that day at karate practice. Very simple plan. The only thing that I needed to do was visit a gas station, put in fuel, and take off for town. As I was leaving the filling station, at a very distant kilometers, miles away, I could make 2 cups of tea, and this car could not catch me as I was just joining the road. But this white Ford had brake failure and came running right into the side of my door just like that. Bang. I felt horrible. But in that moment, I tried to compose myself. And the backdrop to that is I was just going through a rough period in terms of business, which went really south, so it strained my finances. Make matters worse, my sister had a wedding around the corner, so my finances were stretched. Add salt to injury. According to the Zambian law, I was in the wrong because I was cutting the lane, and this gentleman, despite brake failure, had nothing wrong on their book. So I had to foot the bill. But in that moment of chaos and absolute drama, I stayed calm. And luckily, Neil was his name, was a good gentleman. And we spoke calmly. And he actually accepted, listen, Shingirai, my brakes have been giving me problems. So what you do, fix your car and I'll sort out mine. My insurance came through for me on that day. But in that moment, my mental state was a bit here and there, considering what I needed to do. I spoke to my family. Guess what, folks? This is what has happened. I got encouragement to uplift my mental state because I was going through a little bit of an issue during the accident. Having done that, I decided, let me progress with my day and go for my program B, karate lesson, because I still need to get on with it. After about an hour of much palaver with the police and Neil, I got my emotions in check, went for karate practice. Whilst there, I decided to have a conversation, leave my emotions, despite what happened. Didn't even explain to my colleagues there. And I told the guys, I said, listen, how do we just have a good session today? Everyone had their different ideas. But I was particularly interested in one particular individual, Kapalo. You see, Kapalo is one guy whom we've trained with for a very long time. He's 10 years older than I am. He's been training karate for probably 20 years before I even started. But the thing with Kapalo is, you tell him to do this, he does this. Go left, he goes right. Many, many times, yesterday, today, tomorrow, he'll still do the same thing. That day, I decided to ask him, Kapalo, why is it that you never seem to understand what we teach you? And he told me, Sensei, You'll never understand. I said, try me. You would love to know what day I had. Try me. Kapalu told me, Sensei, I've never shared this with anyone because I don't want anyone to feel sorry for me. I have chronic asthma and I just want to feel good like you and you and you that are able to do this like any normal human being. I said, wow, we've been going this the wrong way, trying to make Kapalo into a champion when he'll never be, trying to teach someone the wrong way. From that day, my perspective of him changed completely. And that day, I had a conversation with Kapalu despite having had a not so good day. Having understood Kapalu, I realized I can actually conversate with him despite having a bad day. And then it dawned on me, what's the key to happiness? Ladies and gentlemen, when I go back, I realize when I take care of my physical health very early in the morning, my body feels good. When I do my workout, when I do a sport that I love, a passion that I'm very passionate about, my body feels good. When I have a good breakfast, of course, my body feels good. When I'm in keep my emotions in check, whether it's in a bad situation, an accident, a relationship goes sour, or something that you didn't expect to go that makes you upset, control your emotions, that does help. When my mental state is in a shaky situation and I speak, reach out to family, a mentor, that has helped me calm my mind, calm the emotions when I put my mental state in check. When I also have a spiritual uplift with what I do with my spiritual God, it also uplifts me. And when I keep my finances in check, I also get to be much happier. With these 5 quadrants, I realize I am able to have a much happier life. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and when I go back to the time when I was a little boy, to the time I was a teenager, I realized that when I applied those concepts, I actually had a happier life. The key to happiness, there is no one secret to a happy life, but to balance your life. If you take care of your physique, you'll be much happier. If you feel mentally strained, you speak to someone, you reach out to someone. If you have a parent right now, when things are not going well, you reach out to them, ask them, tell them, they're older than you. What do I do in this situation? I remember days when I thought I was, well, relatively smart, when I didn't get the mark I wanted. And I'll speak to my folks. I'll speak to an aunt. I'll speak to my teacher. They'll give me that encouragement. When I didn't get the job that I thought I wanted, that would give me the big bucks, that was demoralizing. But I keep my emotions in check. That kept me happy. And when I finally get those emotions in check, I realize, despite all that, there's someone out there like a Kapalu who may actually need your help despite you having had a bad day because your emotions are in check. Are you keeping your emotions in check? Despite the day that you're having, despite the life you've had, despite what you're going through, for the next person seated next to you, because they may need you more than you need them. And to the young ones, regardless of what you're going through today, experience it. If you feel sad sometimes, you're allowed to cry. Let that emotion, but don't sink into the depths of sorrow. If you're feeling high, you got the highest grade, well, good for you. But don't get too high on that high because sometimes the graph can come down real quick. But I really encourage you. If you're upset and I'm upset, you're happy, I'm happy, we can all still dialogue and have a good life and a good world. With you and I balancing these 5 emotions, I can guarantee you we can all make this place a better day and a better world. I look forward to you, me, you, and all of us balancing our emotions, keeping in check, having a healthier relationship, and I can guarantee you we give ourselves a fair shot at happiness in this world. Thank you very much.